Of course, then Hanamura, well, if it wasn't for wins on, what, 10 health, coming out with a 2v1,
just
absolute nutty play. So these teams really were very even in that matchup.
Can we talk about this grand finals, though? Rogue versus Reunited. Who here expected to see these two teams meet each other in the grand finals?
Well, Mitch did.
Well,
Reunited at least.
Sort of, yeah. I thought Reunited would be here, but maybe not so much Rogue. The best part about this, gents, is that these two teams have, on the surface, very different map pools, right? We've seen Rogue want to go for those 2 capture point maps. They want to go for your Hanamura, but Reunited were ready for them when they called it out in that last series that they played. It's great to have a rematch. It's a chance at redemption for Rogue here as well. They're hungry. They've already taken down Envy. Who can stop them now? Exactly.
The confidence they would have gained from taking down Envious. Obviously, everyone was, including ourselves, was thinking, is this record of 57-0 ever going to be broken? And of course, Rogue coming through. I just saw them, they were brimming with confidence after that game. AKM wins, the brothers have been brilliant. Tvik went absolutely off. Reunited, we just saw Kip going crazy. We just heard from him in the interview. Oh, here we go.
We have to say that Reunited just played this map. They are fresh, they are ready to go, they are familiar with what they need to do here. This is right on their mind.
Let's get into it now as well. Valutaja, the first man to make his way towards the point. Mind this, Reunited didn't quite finish this map from their attacking side, although the defense was pretty darn crisp.
Absolutely, Valutaja really worked very well, but of course, remember, they only posted a distance against Fnatic. They couldn't even finish the map off in 9+ minutes. This time around, they're going to start challenging now. They need to get back on and contest this. They've already hit the first marker nearly. What is going on? Defend!
Yeah, AKM's trying to stay safe, but in the meantime, the rest of his team's copying. A fan to hammer at least to Winghaven, but Kip's there to shut him down. Reunited coming in with some serious aggression. Tvik can't even stop this one. The Reaper from that man is all but gone, and Reunited, that's a very quick first point take.
That looked so bad from Rogue. AKM, who we have constantly said was the most consistent person at this tournament, could barely hit a single Zarya as he hid for his life in a cafe. He had no presence in that fight whatsoever.
Hiding away, and that's honestly, you know what? I've seen a bit of play coming out of Reunited. I think I'd hide. I think I'd hide in that cafe and see as well. But the high ground not going to be defended by Rogue here. Instead, choosing to go low. Very interesting tactic here. I'm not too sure because you can see Reunited already looking to get a flank. They're going aggressive.
Yeah, they want to come forward on this one now. Tvik has to be careful. It's the Dragon Blade already coming out for Kip. He goes super low early on though and forced to block. That's valuable DPS seconds for him. Now going out the window. He gets on towards wins, but that is not what I'd call an overly impactful ult from Kip.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. They're going to push on through. AKM force them back, so they hold on for now. But this is a very splintered skirmish going on here. Neither team really holding on. And obviously, these guys have faced each other a number of times. We're not going to the NA style. Everybody switched back to European style. I'm interested to see whether they're going to make some changes here.
Definitely they want to be up on the high ground. You can see AKM even right now looking up there to make sure that nobody's up there. Winston dropping down. All the ultimates coming out right now. No frags yet.
Now Earthshatter comes in, but AKM stays safe. One shot to the head of Kip is not enough. He gets the reflect on. It's a bit of a grudge match between these two as per usual, and Kip's able to stay alive now. Transcendence coming in over the fight, and Kip staying healthy.
Getting straight around the side there. Kip doing absolute work. Unfix picks himself up a couple of kills, and his payload is going uncontested so far. You can see Wins just jumping up and around with that primal rage, trying to delay things as much as they can. But look at this. They're already up to the saloon.
I don't think Rogue has gotten an engagement fight that they have won it at all. They weren't able to get the high ground. They were barely able to be in that cafe. Nothing has gone their way just yet, and already another fight.
Unfix wants to go in towards the backline here, but Tvik finds spot, finds his second fall. Valutaja goes down. Oh, it's all about the Dragon Blade. Tvik gets his 4th kill. Would have had himself a spray if it didn't have it already.
Kip going down in that fight with the Dragon Blade too, really not having any presence. We're just allowing Tvik to walk over them right now. And again, they're getting on top of this high ground over here. Rogue is finally going to have a chance here, and they've needed this.
Finally in position. It's took them a little while, but we are still seeing Reinforce down low. So he's choosing not to go up there, not to cover off the defensive position. You know what? The lift, he doesn't want to take that lift. It's too far to walk. He wants to sit around the side. And to be fair, obviously with the Winston up there with Wins and Tvik, it's probably enough to protect.
Massive hassle to wait for that one as well. They left a bit of RNG involved at times, but now Kip looking for his opposite number. This is a huge headlining match, but also AKM wants to definitely get themselves onto the headlines, but Reinforce gets on towards Winghaven here as well. It's always people against their opposite numbers. That's a huge Earthshatter, and AKM follows up with some great damage. Mort is stunned up with nowhere to go, and Reunited get put in the body bag and sent back.
The order that they killed those players just happened to be perfect. Mort was laying on the ground with an ultimate. He wanted to stand up, he wanted to heal the rest of his team, but he was the final person. Poor Omnic getting a bullet to the head, and they're gonna have to come out here and try this one more time. What looks so strong. just a second ago, they can't get through this phase.
At 2 minutes 30, they reached the saloon, and look how far the payload's backed up already as we pass the 4-minute mark. Suddenly, a real chance. They jump up on high. Unfix tries to get himself the beam in as Valetaja decides to teleport himself up unhindered. And now Reunited, they've taken back the high ground. Now, can they do anything with it? You can see even the Reinhardt's made his way up here with Winghaven. Down low, not working. Reinforced dominating that as they jump straight in.
Chance for Valetaja and Ko to catch Rogue out here as well. They tentatively came forward, but now they're being pushed back in the fight. It's the Discord off there, over on Reinforced. He still charges anyway. Kip heading for the hills right now. Stunning's forced him out of the fight here. Reinforced first to drop, then Cruz straight after. Twich managing to get on towards that Lucio there. Unfix going with a Primal Rage. It almost looks like in slow motion here compared to the zippy people around him. But AKM getting 2 kills in that fight. Make it another assist is going to help Rogue hold on for now.
If you ask me, I don't think Reunited ever had a chance in that fight. They had the Reaper up on the high ground, and they all just dived onto the cart for absolutely no reason. He didn't try and flank, he didn't go for the back, he had a Death Blossom, he just dropped to the ground, and they had this weird fight where Kib was in the back in the jail with a sword out, and there were no criminals in there.
I mean, we've got to remember, like you say, they couldn't finish the map against Fnatic here. So clearly, Hollywood is not the greatest maps for Reunited at the moment. Rogue capitulated on that and managed to finally get themselves a solid defense. Deadeye getting ready to go. You can see it's pretty much covered out. Winghaven's shield going to hold steady.
Yeah, Nox hoping to knock Winghaven out of the way and allow AKM to get the Deadeye on, but now the fight continues. They're going to come back on this one. Oh, Reunited coming alive here. Kip gets on towards Unco, and there's only Twich left. Rogue get completely wiped. Talk about going from 0 to 100 in under a second.
That is absolutely what they needed there, time and time again. We were talking earlier, Buds was carrying so much for his team, but you just have a Reaper come in finally, get those kills. They're able to hold off this last choke. No, Winston gets in.
They've got the close spawn, so they managed to get around the side. You see Cruz backing away. Transcendence comes out. Kip goes looking for kills, trying to get himself one. Doesn't work out too well, but the rest of his team come in support. Unco goes down. AKM picked off. The payload marker will be reached, but it's still not a great time. We're at 6 minutes and counting here.
Yeah,
Still
they
not the
definitely
best.
just wanted to stall there. The Winston, it was desperate. They had one last chance. It's all about time. 6 minutes. It's still a little bit slow. This is something they can compete with. This is something they can work with, but they still have a last chance to defend here.
At 3 minutes to get this last point here. Reunited want to keep Rogue in disarray. They want to keep picking up these kills off the backside, bleeding them in and staggering out spawns. Valetaja did well to find Reinforced at such a late stage because he's only still spawning back in. But it looks like Reunited are happy just to let this payload push. They don't want to push forward for any more fights.
Valetaja just looked to go to the high ground, hasn't got Death Blossom ready and waiting, but Reunited certainly have themselves a stack of ultis charged up. Aggressive stuff coming out from Rogue here. They've gone pretty deep there, actually. The rest of the team weren't quite in position, which is why Kip's taken down AKM already. That was a mistake from Rogue.
Not good at all. Rogue have already lost 2 players, 2 crucial players, making 3 here. It's all going wrong. It's a nightmare for Rogue right now, and the pressure keeps getting worse. Reunited now putting in the chokehold on. Kip and Valetaja now getting on the leaderboard, and that payload is getting very, very close. There'll be one last fight here over on this point, and Rogue need to put players out there very quick.
Absolute failure. Not only did they lose that fight, but Reunited kept almost every single one of their ultimates. They have Mort, they have Zenyatta, they have the damage with Death Blossom. Winghaven's going to drop an Earth Shatter here. They have every single thing in their favor. There's no way they can lose this fight.
Well, we'll see. Earthshatter comes down, gets around the side. That worked perfectly, but instantly gets pinned. Kip comes through. Cruz gets himself a kill in the chart. Lucio on Lucio action there. Transcendence keeping them all safe. You can see Kip up on high. They just need to clear out that payload, though, so kill speed. It's not going that great, considering how much Reunited had. Rogue have held.
Yeah, Kim now just trying to keep himself alive for the moment. Reunited had a great start to the fight, but Rogue able to push back in. The payload's still being contested, and Unco actually takes down Kim. That's a huge kill for the Zenyatta player. Reunited, they've got to back off.
Valetaja never even had a chance to use that Death Blossom I mentioned. I bring that up because I wanted to give Rogue a chance. The commentator's curse coming into absolute full effect. This is going to be a final hold here, and a minute on the clock. They have to actually do this. And again, as we just saw, they were unable to finish this map before in just the same spot.
Absolutely. Valetaja, though, as you mentioned, is hanging on to that, so maybe he can get himself a flanking position. I'm looking for his X-ray. He's not up on high where I'd expect to see him right now, looking towards that ledge. Instead, he's being forced back, and it's actually Rogue that's going aggressive. But will this backfire? Primal Rage comes out from Wins. He tries to get in his face. Now you can see Reinforced a little too deep. We've said that too many times this tournament. You cannot afford to do that in the grand final. Valetaja goes in. Death Blossom's absolutely nothing as Wins finally gets taken down.
Yeah, it's more because most of Rogue weren't actually there. Reunited already cleaned them out here. Again, overextensions from the defending side have hurt Rogue dearly. Now, the Earth Shatter comes down. Valetaja knocked on his rear end. Kip's going to come across the top here as well. 13 seconds remaining in this one. Reunited are going to get right towards the end, but Rogue can still come back onto the payload.
It's been a slow kill feed, that's for sure, and that's why we're seeing spawn after spawn coming back. This is a potential defensive hold from Rogue here as they pick them off. The spawn run comes in, the Transcendence goes off. It's only cruising now. Unfix gets blasted away from the payload. They can try and keep this overtime ticking as long as possible, but Reinforce's hammer is doing work.
Both Reinhardt's of Earth Shattering here as well. Going to be very, very important to turn the tide of this fight. Straight towards the air. There comes the Earth Shatter. What does he get for it? The responsive Earth Shatter is even nicer. It's only keeping Unfixed on this payload right now. They get cleaned up, and Rogue have held on. Woo.
Absolutely incredible hold there at the end when it didn't look like Reunited would even be able to pull it off. Well, I guess they didn't. I guess they weren't.
Again, how much does this compound your mental state as well? Reunited might be the first time, like, okay, we just played Hollywood in their last game. We didn't quite finish the map. Now, happening the second time, it's like, okay, guys, seriously, what's going on here?
Reunited stepped up last time, for sure. They were able to hold on the first point, and that's a pretty big contention point here. It's definitely a point that can be held. It's much like Numbani, where getting in there can be quite difficult, but I think Rogue's style of being super aggressive is not even going to give them an opportunity. If Tvik can get out here on this Genji, get a Dragon Blade quickly, he's going to put an end to everything.
I mean, the biggest, obviously, bonus for Reunited is why they didn't finish the map. Look at the golden circle. It's pretty much on there, isn't it? It's pretty much there. I mean, Rogue really do need to finish off the map here to win it out, but on the attack, let's see if they bring anything different. We just saw what Reunited did. Obviously, they were up against Buds. I actually talked to Buds around the back, and obviously they were discussing. The whole point was they wanted to beat down the shield of Winghaven and hook him out. However, Reunited were very quick to adapt to that. Clearly, obviously, played against them a bunch of times. Everybody scattered and hit. Not a single person showed for them. That's why they were saying, we were trying to get picks. There was no picks to be had.
They did the same to him on Anubis as well. That was the big thing. Now, last time I actually watched Rogue on this map, they were a stubborn one. They were the team that wouldn't really adapt. They tried to play, I think they tried to play Roadhog themselves. It was a Reinhardt-less attack. It was on a night where Rogue were trying all these weird things, and none of them were really working, and they lost 4 minutes of time trying to attack the first point. I expect to see Rogue have improved to the degree here where they just go with what works, get a fight. They know pound for pound, they're just as good, if not better than Reunited. There's no point trying to go for any funny business here.
Yes, the team composition is not really showing anything either way. No one going for anything surprising. Tvik on the Genji, I think, again, is that edge that they're looking for. They're going to need that aggressive character to get in there, everyone to follow up after him. You're going to see them trying to trade a little bit here, gain ultimates before this big fight goes off. No one really able to find anything.
Let's see if they can find a pick. You can see they're trying to work that shield down. They go deep. That's aggressive stuff from Reinforce. We've said it a lot. Is it going to work out? Tvik takes a hell of a lot of damage. Winghaven almost down, but he's hanging on, swinging for the fences. Kip gets picked off. He gets down to Tvik there. Kip going off once again, and it looks like this is a defensive hold already.
AKM spent most of the fight sitting in the back here. Kip just going to try and come in and make something happen, and Nox just walks across the front of him. He can't actually walk out on towards the point here because the positioning of AKM is so damn good. That's a good flash, but AKM will still fall here. Reunited should be able to solidify.
Yeah, absolutely incredible hold. I think still what I'm saying here is that the Dragon Blade didn't come out. I don't think we saw a presence of Genji in that fight at all, and that's something that you need to see. That's someone definitely there that'll come in, mix things up. We're looking at Rogue coming in, probably waiting for this Lucio ult. They're going to have it soon. They're going to have the Zarya ult and really have a good fight here.
Okay, Reinforced looking to get a little peek around there, seeing if you can find anything. The shield is very much dropped here, so less than ideal. They've got a little flank around the side. Kip, Tvik, everybody trying to get themselves some work. Both these damage dealers back and forth have been really making it work. He's going to get around the side. Tvik gets around the back, manages to find himself a little chance on Mort there. It's not going to be enough. Mort gets the Transcendence off instantly. Quick reaction speed, and Valotaja strikes.
Right, Tvik going to fall down now as well. The fight continues over on the point here. Wins looking pretty good. Charged up quite nicely. Biceps flex it away, but it's going to be a sound barrier coming out here for Cruz. There's not many people here for Reunited to actually benefit from this sound barrier at all. Wins just shoves him off the point with a palm of his hand and says, sorry, this is my house now. And the rest of Rogue sat pretty on this point. Valotaja, all he can really do is try and be cute and snipe from the top of this roof here, but it looks like Rogue have control.
That's unfortunate. That was quite painful to watch. I built up this Genji play so much. He spun around in circles. He swung at everything. He was stunned, but we actually have another fight breaking out here. They are able to contest the point, bringing Zenyatta out here, trying to hold for just the last second.
And they will finally get in there, of course. It's all about delay tactics now. The distance, the time doesn't really matter. They just have to finish it. But the longer you can hold, the longer you can keep them at bay. Already Rogue have stepped up over Fnatic. Obviously, we're seeing how it can work out. Now, the question is, can they close the map out? The Wild West section, we've seen so many teams fall here, Mitch.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, get up on those buildings, try and use that vertical advantage that you can establish. Now, notice that Reunited haven't actually made any attempt to do it. Some teams will wait to try and use the elevator to get up, but look at Reunited. They've already pushed around this corner here. They're already starting off a bit of a fight. Valitaja and Kib getting involved straight away. They didn't give Rogue a chance to set up here. They want to catch him on the back foot. This kind of aggressive delay tactic is as good as any when you need to keep an enemy team at bay.
They really need to be gaining position right now. I don't know if they're super comfortable staying on the ground right here, holding this position. You should have the speed boost, get somebody on top of the roof, but they're just staying here on the low ground. They're allowing those Genjis to get up top and take control of everything, but they're having the fight right at the choke here.
Deadeye coming through. Is the shield going to hold just about around the side, but it doesn't matter because Kib's already picked himself up the double. We saw Rogue doing an identical defensive position last time around. Unfortunately for them, it backfired straight away, and we saw Reunited push on through. But this time, Reunited looking very solid. Still, the Earth Shatter ready for Winghaven.
And then Reunited can nullify the high ground factor by pushing so far forward here, but Twich wants to use that himself. Comes in the back. Oh, this is perfect. It's a cake. Whose birthday is it? It doesn't matter. Twich's going to swing the blade no matter what. Still, the Transcendent's going to protect a lot of this, and Valitaja and Unfixed have actually managed to do so much damage. So Twich, he's just a footnote, a little side note, an asterisk even on that fight. It didn't matter what damage the Genji did because Reunited were getting it done themselves.
Tvik, usually the star player, I hate to keep coming back to this, but he needs to be playing at a level higher than this to start making a dent in Reunited, who have come together and are showing such a strong force right now.
It's already been 1 minute 50 since that payload was captured, and it's gone nowhere so far. Reinforced goes diving in and misses it. Instantly gets counterpinned by Winghaven. The Earth Shatter comes through, and Valataja backs it up with a Deadeye. And Rogue, you're back in the spawn point once again.
It's definitely a different Rogue than we've seen before. Reunited and Rogue went very even before, but this is starting to feel one-sided. Even though they have several fights coming after this, they're not even having ult advantages right now. They have Reinhardt looking at one ult, but Reunited still feeling really good with that Zarya. Zarya is what is going to win them fights.
Yeah, I mean, Unfixed as well. It does have that Graviton Surge ready to go. It worked out pretty well earlier on. He's going to use it now. So, Rogue getting tucked together. Reinforced does have the Earth Shatter. He opts not to use it in this case. He even tries to charge himself back out of the fight. The sound barrier, though, on Reunited is more than they're going to require. Kid goes in the backside, gets two, and Valitaja also getting one as well.
I feel like we're repeating our words here, don't we?
It's the same
constantly.
Kind of fight.
Kib, Valataja, Kib, Valataja, Kib, Valataja, backed up by everything, and it's just working so strong. We're now 2 minutes 50, and it's not moved.
It's the same push every time, too. We're seeing them at the door, knocking, not getting any response. They're not trying going around the side. They're not trying to do anything. Valataja hiding around the corner, looking for the stun to start the fight off, but they collapse on top of them immediately.
Trying to get the cheeky flashbang, doesn't work out, and you can see Tvik instantly pulls out the Dragon Blade, gets himself a quick triple, make it a quadruple, and now the payload will eventually move. 1:33 on the clock. They can push it all the way to the spawn.
Give that man an inch and he will take a mile. Valitaja off to the side, trying to be a bit sneaky, but of course, when you run around the corner as Winston, Wins just managed to get so much damage across, and then the finish off for AKM
Yeah,
was there.
certainly. Someone spotted him out, but again, this is what we need to see from Tvik. He needs to be getting those kills. He's one of the star DPSs on the team. If he's not getting it, no one will. Big Earth Shatter comes down. He was looking for it for himself.
Reinforced managing to get some work done at last. AKM finally gets himself on the kill feed. That's exactly what they need, Valataja. You're going nowhere, son. You're pinned against the wall by an angry Winston, and Wins will get himself the kill. This payload is making its way to the final point.
Momentum building up now as well. Unco picks up Kib, and look at it go. Finally, Rogue managed to get there. Now, it doesn't matter if it takes them all the time in the world, as long as it's enough time in game. They just have to finish this map, or at least get farther than Reunited. So they get the checkpoint, but they're in the same position as Reunited. They had the same amount of time, Reunited and Rogue, to finish the map from this checkpoint.
Yeah, time is definitely still a factor. When you only have 2 minutes to get through this point, this can be a very difficult area to push. We have Winghaven still holding his ground, ready with this Earth Shatter, waiting for people to come around this corner, but they're not really engaging on him. They are just waiting for it. This might be a good time to try and stall them, even though the door is opening. They're just getting some push. Here they come with the walk forward, and the fight begins.
Winghaven going in, looking towards, trying to find himself that big Earth Shatter. Has to hold strong as AKM pulls out the Deadeye, gets the flashbang down. Kib's going to get picked off in there, and Tvik goes off with the Dragon Blade. Now, there's a lot used there. They're going to push that payload up the ramp.
Reunited actually didn't use too much in that fight. Ultimate-wise, they've still got a fair bit of work with here. They did get decimated, and it looks like Stir them up to be one chance for Reunited to hold Rogue back here.
The people coming out first, though, aren't the ones you want. They actually group up. They're ready for this one fight. They need Winston getting in there first. He has his ultimate to pop, and you're going to watch for this Earth Shatter.
Well, Valentine as well looking for some opportunities and keep off to the side with the Death Blossom. AKM gets caught a little bit too far. Maybe a left-handed Albuquerque here. And there is Valentine going for Ozdevik. Losing the key characters are Rogue. Reinforced trying to get away, but there's no one to protect him. And Kim is going to shut him down. It's obviously in Hollywood. No one can hear you scream.
Reinforced, we've talked about this so many times. How did he just... He got lost, he charged off. It was a little bit unfortunate to see him die there at the end. He did need it to die, though. I guess his team was gone without him. He has the ultimate for this push, but so does Winghaven. We're going to see that back-to-back fight.
Kim just around the side, they've leapt in. He's got himself his ulti, but he gets picked up by AKM. Has been flashback straight away. Deadeye trying to come out. Is it going to work? No, he gets forced away. You can see the Transcendence Zone go. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Not going to happen. Valentine cancels it out. The rest of his team are in trouble at the moment. That's both damage dealers down for Reunited.
6 meters to go here for Rogue, though. They can get here. Unco picks up Winghaven and Rogue just on the precipice of this one. Reunited are falling. Now it's a race walking. Kim to try and keep this one going. But no, there's the payload. He gets moving. It's stopped yet again. Valentine's just going to blink in. Oh, he gets stunned up. There it is. Rogue get it done. They stun up the Tracer trying to slow things up. And the first map goes for the boys in blue.
Really great showing. They started off a little bit weak. We saw AKM not being his consistent self. We saw him missing shot after shot that seemed so easy. But finally they pulled it together. And this is just like we saw before. Reunited and Rogue so neck and neck in their matches.
Reunited pushing forward, especially in the Wild West phase. All of their play said, no, we are better than you. We are going to fight you. We are going to catch you before you can make any momentum happen. And as soon as the one smallest hole happened in their defense, Twich gets the Dragon Blade, goes for 4 kills. All of a sudden, shoes on the other foot. Reunited are scrabbling for a foothold, and Rogue are shoving them right back into their spawn.
You know, Kib was looking for flank maneuvers to use that Death Blossom for so long, he didn't even get a chance to it. Every time he thought he's in a perfect position, got found out. They were checking all the corners. Obviously, it started out from Valentine just hiding around the corner. Rogue were not letting any nook and cranny get away. They weren't getting caught off. It was fantastic stuff. Rogue 1-0 up. Zoe, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure the guys here on our panel have a lot to say about that. Rogue took the first map, and yeah, let's talk about what we just saw. Reunited for the second time on Hollywood, almost at the same spot. Actually, I think it's pretty much exactly the same spot. Just not managing to bring that payload home. What do you guys think was missing there?
It's a recurring trend, man. We've seen this time and time again, not only on Hollywood, but Dorado as well. Just getting so close to the end, but the defense spawning closer can be really tough sometimes. Reunited not able to do it. The other side, man, the Genji versus Genji battle. I think that was one of the most important and interesting parts of this matchup.
I think it comes down to star power. I feel like Rogue, they don't get the opportunities that they want, but they force the issue every time. I feel like no matter what, you're going to see Twich in there sooner or later. You're going to see AKM, and they don't wait for their team. You know, they're willing to take chances, and they get in there, they force the issue, and they make big plays. And I feel like Reunited are playing more as a team, but they need to kind of let loose here, because I think they're playing a little scared.
Well, let's hope they manage in the second game of our finals here at the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown. And the second game is ready. We're going to head over to Ilios for map number 2. Let's see if they can tie it up or not. Guys, take it away.